inkastoo aan maansada waayadan ka maago marinteeda aan jaray maantay u mudan tahay inaan miin higaadshe mawduucani la eeg markii aan yaraan jiray inkastoon majaan iyo maral aan ahaynoo tala aana moogeyn bulshada imaagto kani waa qof maran iyo doqon aan mid garan iyo igu sheegtay ruux maran oon maaro loo hayn jahligii mutuxaye bulshadeena mariya ka mas-uulahayo inkastooy imaageen sida meydi aaseen boqor igu dabooleen oo mudacyo jaan iyo midiyey igu taageen wax kastoo isoo maray maanta waan ka noolahay Soomaalidu xaaladaha noocan way la soo noolaayeen laakiin maadaama aynan jirin khubaro cilmi oo baadhay cid magac u bixisay ama maaragtay si guud u daraasaysay maynan jirin taas baana keentay in ama qaarkood la yiraahdo waa nacas ama waa doqon oo kuwa aamusan ama aan hadli karin ama hadalku dhib ku yahay xataa mararka qaar kuwii kale ee active-ka ahaa energy-ga badan lahaana in la dhaho waa ilmo fadqalalaah oo waalan oo kale camal ama fudud.
My voice, my story, my life matters. My identity is mine to define. Yeah, I was the affirmation girl since time, And this is a book I wrote featuring a non-speaking autistic child named Bilan. It's based on my daughter. So as you can see, she has her Hidiyat Laqan cape. It's very cultural. She's like her own superhero. She also has an AAC device because she's nonverbal. And she has a traditional Somali name, Bilan. And so in the book, she's just having a regular day. There is nothing unique or special about the day that she's having. It's the day that any other child has. But the focus of the book is that first normalizing autism, that autism is every day. It's around the corner, it's in your home. People come up to me and they tell me like, oh, there's no autism in our family. And I'm like, that's interesting. Because autism is very common in the Somali community. And I think that there probably is at least one autistic person in every family.
Allahu Akbar. Challenge-ga ama taxadiyada ama maaragtay dhibaatooyinka ka hor iman kara waxa kamid ah bulshadii oo runtii jahli badan uu ka haysto aqoon darro badan ay ka haysato iyo dhaqankeennii oo aan ku soo dhaqanay dhaqan iska yar qalafsan oo dadka tabarta dadan aan u naxariisanin.
From a cultural standpoint, what I recognize is that there is a collective that feels ashamed and a need to hide their pain. What I know is going on in the Somali community is that there is a lack of normalizing these experiences, and because there isn't a normalizing of mental health and just mental health well-being in general and being able to talk about that, people are afraid to speak up. People are afraid to share these things with each other because of the possible ridicule and criticism that comes from it.
We're always coming up with ways to protect our children, but we're all very much deeply traumatized by some situations that has happened to us with our children around safety.
Autism advocates in the Council on American Islamic Relations are asking for enhanced safety measures following the recent drowning deaths of children with autism. The groups are calling on Governor Walz to create an official task force after the council says 8 children from the Somali community have died within the last 3 years.
I've had many situations where I have kept my eyes away from my kids and boom, something has happened. I think the most traumatic one for my family is that we were camping last summer, and I went inside the house to go get something from the kitchen, and my husband turned around and he went towards the campsite, and our son was in between us. He assumed that he was coming inside the house with me. I assumed he was following him. So I went inside the house. I was in there probably 5 minutes, and I came out and I looked left and I looked right, and I was like, where is he? And my husband's like, he's inside of the house with you. I said, no, he's not. And panic ensued. We screamed and everyone went to a different direction. The whole ordeal was probably 7-8 minutes long. We found him sitting in the woods, playing near a tree. Just because your child has a diagnosis, does that mean that the diagnosis is your child. It just means that your child needs help and that you need to do as a parent, help your child. That is all that it is.
I chose to work with my people because I know the struggle that we go through and the transition that we go through when we came a country that's not ours. And I used to work Walgreens for 2 years. I quitted Walgreens and I wanted to focus on the business that I have right now here at this pharmacy. But also there is another aspect into there. Our people need help right now a lot, not only the autism, but other conditions as well. Uh, they will not get the service that they are supposed to get when they see other people. But when they come to us, we know what they're going through. And the language is very important. The communication is very important.
I think language is very powerful. Language is the door, I believe, to everything. Language is healing. Language is something that we can use to help fight stigma. We started talking about the fact that there isn't positive language in our in Somali to describe some of these conditions. ADHD children are labeled as fast or qalqali, as fudayd, and autistic children are labeled by what people perceive as deficits. For example, that they're loners, that they're not social, that that they don't engage or play with other children, that sometimes they might be nonverbal. And so we thought about the fact that these are all descriptors, but who is the person who's autistic, who's the child? And so we wanted to create a term, since there wasn't one, that helped us see the whole child.
I think it was 2020 when I was my second year in pharmacy school. I put a list of words that I thought would be a better replacement for the negative words that Somali community describe those one of the conditions that we struggle right now, which is autism.
And so we had a list of 5 words. One of them was mangoni, which is basically, goni is like separate, and we thought it was still very negative. Because our children, yes, they sometimes don't prefer to play with other children, but that doesn't mean they don't want to. They just interact differently. And so the word that we ended up choosing was, it was brought forward by Dr. Hussein Ojama, a pharmacist here in Minnesota. And he said I had this word in mind, Maangaar.
So Maangaar stands man, which is the brain, and Gar stands unique. So when we put those 2 words together, we give the person the opportunity that they have their own unique brain.
And that was the beginning of Maangaar. And ever since, it's been a movement. It's been incredible.
So for me, the word Maangaar came to me from my friends. It came from me learning about it from Zainab, from Anissa, and I really responded to it right away because Somali people is the land of poets, it's the land of talkers, it's the land of people who have a lot to say about a lot. So the fact that we have a word of our own that describes our children is amazing to me because we can dictate what we want to call our kids. Our kids are Maangaar. Maangaar means unique mind. I was proud of it and I took it right away because to have an identity that and something that you call yourself and that you're proud of yourself, I think that was very important. I always say now my kids are Maangaar.
waxaan rajaynayaa Maangaar inuu galo qaamuuska af Soomaaliga maaragtay luqadda lagu kaydiyo hadda wadamo badan baa laga isticmaalayaa oo Ingiriisku ka mid yahay Soomaaliya iyo dalkiina dib ugu noqday fahankii bulshaduna wuu isa soo bedelayo waxa kor soo kacay dadka daneynaya inay xaaladda laftirkeedii fahmaan iyagoo ereyga u soo maraya waayo ereygii wuxuu yeeshay macno wanaagsan oo xaaladii lagu darsi karo isagoo ka saaray meesha qoqobkii iyo takoorkii xaaladda iyo dadka la noolba lagu hayay.
When children are young and we scold them and we tease them and we label them, we don't realize that becomes the inner voice of that child, and they grow up with that chip on their shoulder that they're less than, that they're deficient, that they're not capable when they are. And so language is a game changer, it's a transformer, it's a uniter, a connector, and it's exactly what we need. Positive language is what we're missing. Just this past week, I discovered that there's a school in Hargeisa, and it's an inclusive school, and they are using the word Maangaar everywhere. It's so beautiful because most of the children that attend the school are on the autism spectrum. And they not only do secular studies, they also do Quran. So they have like a 3rd annual Quran competition, and they're using the word Maangaar. And I just stumbled upon it. Like I was just searching for the term on Facebook to pull up some of our own posts in the past. And I was like, this is amazing.
Maangaar, yeah. A unique mind. It's beautiful.
Everyone say Bismillah.
مرة عند عدد القبصة سلطان.
Inshallah, this will be the first one. Thank you. Good morning, council members, community members, and honored guests. This morning, we remember 2 beautiful boys, Wa'is Ali Muhammad and Muhammad Muhammad. To their mothers, Faye and Hodan, we offer our heartfelt condolences. We promised you that we would not let your children's lives be forgotten, and this resolution is only the beginning. This resolution is not the end. It's just the beginning of a safer, more inclusive future. Thank you.